Good morning, brothers and sisters. Have you shouted for joy yet? Has shouting for joy been helpful to your spirit? It works for me. It reminds me that God is so good and He loves me very much. I'm carefree by trusting in Him every day, to rejoice and free from worry. It also reminds me everything is working together and God is taking control of all things. It's very good that I can shout for joy in advance, and this is my faith in Him. I'd like to sing another hymn with you. The Lord is my shepherd. Why? I know the verses I'm going to share are related to the shepherd. Hence, I chose this hymn in God's Family Hymnal, the first, Song 88, which is Psalm 23, to sing with you all. I remembered in the past when we were at the first phrase, we sang Psalm 23 during our bread-breaking prayer meetings frequently. Yet, we seldom sing this song compared to now. One of the reasons is that we have known the Lord's heart was a lot deeper than before. I'm not saying that it's not precious for the Lord to be our shepherd, but I know better that He's our beloved. Hence, I really like Brother Daniel who said, the Lord is our beloved shepherd. He has the double identities. No, He has the multiple identities. He has multiple layers of relationship with us. But the Lord as our beloved is the core relationship. It is the most precious, and it is the most meaningful when all other relationships are developed on the top of these. So I like to sing with you this hymn. We shall focus on the Lord Himself when we sing. Not only He is our shepherd, but our beloved as well. So when we sing, He is not just guiding our life. In fact, He is right beside us. My beloved is sharing my life with me. Let us sing this hymn. For there is no English version, so we'll read the translation. Basically, it's Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. For You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I hope you have time to draw near the Lord personally, to worship Him and come before Him. You can stop the recording and we'll read the Bible when you're done. May the Lord bless you. Brothers and sisters, we will read in Psalm 23, a psalm of David. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness for His name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for You are with me. Your rod and Your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. We have read the psalm which prophesies the crucifixion of the Lord on the cross. He died for us, and the church has appeared. And in Psalm 23 declare he who raised from death is our shepherd. He is the guidance of our life. Psalm 24 proclaimed the Lord will come and reign on that day. Thus, it is very meaningful to have these three psalms put together. In Psalm 22, speaking of the Lord died for us, and he has conquered for us. I can say Psalm 23 declares his resurrection and ascension to heaven. He is our shepherd, our high priest. He guides us to the heavenly journey. In Psalm 24, he will reign and we shall be glorified with the Lord. Psalm 23 is very familiar to us all. I have read it many times. Many people compose this psalm as a song in many versions. Many brothers and sisters or preachers will teach brothers and sisters by quoting Psalm 23 to share their life experience through this psalm. Many brothers and sisters are inspired by this psalm. It is the great enjoyment to them, and I'm one of them when reading this psalm. I find this psalm is mine. It is a short psalm. There are only 6 verses. Yet the word I, me, my, have appeared 16 times. It seems it has a particular relationship with God. It is very personal. How wonderful is verse 1. The Lord is my shepherd. It has revealed to me the relationship between God and me. It seems tailor-made for me. If you read verse 2 and 3, there are some changes in the relationship. These changes in he and me. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He restores my soul. He leads me in paths of righteousness. Here it tells us that God took the initiative to love us. He is accountable for my whole life. He will love me and help me proactively. Again, there are some changes in the relationship in verse 4 and 5. No longer he and I, but you and me. Wow, it's so precious. Our life experience have consolidated our relationships with the Lord. No longer addressing the Lord as he, but you. You're so wonderful. Your rod and your staff. You prepare a table for me. You anoint my head with oil. My heart felt so sweet and glad, for we have entered into the world of two with the Lord. Though the psalmist addressed God as the Lord in verse 6, it seems it has stepped back, yet it is speaking of the relationship. I have taken a more proactive role. It was God who was more active in the past. He is the one who guides us and provides us with enjoyment. But I have expressed my response in the last verse. I'm the one who took the initiative to dwell in the house of the Lord. It's so good that not only he is the one who loves me, but I love him in return. I respond to him proactively. And I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. I will draw near to him actively. I do it from the bottom of my heart. It is my desire to come to the Lord. It's so wonderful. I loved him more through my journey in life. It's so precious that Psalm 23 is written by David, who has been down this road before. He was the best person to write about this great shepherd. He was a shepherd when he was very young. As you all know, he knew the bittersweet of a shepherd. He loved the flock. We know a thing or two from the Bible. He had the bravery who was often willing to take risks. He has the great love who was willing to go through fire and water for the flock. He was a brilliant shepherd. He wrote down the more glorious and more precious shepherd, the one who shepherds his life, and that's the Lord. It must be his life experience. It is the experience of David from verse 1 to verse 6. In verse 1, David experienced God as his providence. So David lacked nothing. On the other hand, David experienced the guidance of God in verse 2. He experienced the reminder and the leadership of God in verse 3. David experienced the protection, comfort, and the presence of God in verse 4. David experienced the power of God and he was glorified. He was anointed by oil in verse 5. David experienced goodness and mercy never leave him. Disregard how he was. It was the conclusion of David in verse 6. He aimed to build the temple for God because of his love. He liked to respond to God and draw near him. It is an abundant psalm for us to experience. It's not only for David, but for you and me as well. It is for you and me to enjoy and experience. May the Lord help us to be as humble and obedient as the sheep, to listen to his words, to follow him throughout my life, and dwell in the church. As I have mentioned before, this psalm proclaimed the glorious Lord who raised and ascended to heaven. He is our high priest and guides us all through our life. Have you noticed this psalm fits in nicely in every circumstances, every situation and status in our life? It is a charming psalm for everyone in any situation or under any circumstances. Well, don't leave home without it. This psalm is your help and encouragement. It gives you strength and hope. Psalm 23 is widely used during the big events in life like the wedding or funeral. I have attended those occasions. It's an amazing psalm. This psalm is the only psalm which is suitable to be quoted in weddings and funerals. The children of God will have to pass through the experience in life, the good times and the bad times, the straight path or the rugged path. There are trials in life, whether it is from the enemies or from the situation. The direction in life could be confused and sometimes sobered. This psalm declared a treasurable truth. In fact, the Lord is accompanying us to go through all these circumstances in life. He will accompany us until eternity. This psalm is so amazing that we can experience this psalm during all circumstances in life. You may realize the love of God is surrounding us. There are green pastures underneath us. There is a stream of running water beside us. There is a good shepherd walking ahead of us along the journey. Further along is the banquet prepared for us. There is the fragrant oil on the top of our heads. There is the overflowing blessing in our cup. There is goodness and mercy following us. Brothers and sisters, in the future, there is God and the house of God in our eternity. Brothers and sisters, we are surrounded by the presence of God, His love and His friendship. The providence and blessings of God are all around us. My heart is so grateful to God that I am more blessed than David. God was his shepherd. But do you know, not only the Lord is my shepherd, but my beloved. He is my beloved shepherd. I'm so gracious that I can draw near him and experience him deeply. He has united with me. His life is bound up with mine. It is the union of love and affection. It's so wonderful. We're the closest and the nearest with the Lord. We can come to him and enjoy him always. I shall come to him and taste his goodness, for this is my blessing. I'm unable to share with you my impression from verse 1 to 6. But it is good. In fact, everyone is inspired and touched by each verse. For you have experienced him as well. I'd like to share the first verse. The Lord is my shepherd. This verse has inspired me 1,000,000 times. I still enjoy the Lord is mine. He is my shepherd until now. Not only he is my shepherd, but my beloved as well. He is my buddy, my strength. And I can keep going. Thus, the Lord has many relationships with us. Then I knew better why David wrote Psalm 18. He kept saying, He's mine, He's my so-and-so. And these verses mention, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I felt I was in want all along. I'm not speaking of this materially or in situations, but I'm in want within myself. Yet this verse helps me to have a self-reflection. Even if I'm lacking within myself, it's not a shortage. In fact, there's no regret in life, for I have the precious Lord. I'm weak, but He's strong. I'm tired, but He will sustain me. And there are many inadequacies. Truly, I shall not want. I shall boast of my weaknesses and lacking. Then I could make known to others the grace of the Lord is sufficient for me. On the other hand, it is a blessing that we shall not want, for it mentioned here is spiritually. The satisfaction in spirits is the greatest blessing. There are many people suffering in their life. It is not because of their poverty, but they are not rich spiritually. There is a lack in their spirits. How can we be satisfied spiritually and we're not in lack? There is only one solution. Only the Lord satisfy our hearts. Then we shall not want. Only the Lord deals with all the problems in our spirits. And only He can satisfy our spiritual needs. May the Lord be the shepherd of our hearts. We shall put our trust in Him, to draw near Him and enjoy all His providence. And in verse 2 mentioned, He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. Where does the shepherd bring the sheep? A place is needed for the sheep to eat and to drink, a nice place to get rest. But have you ever thought of a place where the sheep can rest, but also the lion and tiger? For they need to drink and rest. Definitely, they won't go for the grass, but the sheep. They will hide themselves and wait for a chance. Hence, the green pasture and beside still waters are a dangerous place as well. Yet it mentioned where you can lie down. Why? That's because we have a good shepherd. He has defeated the enemies for us. He will protect us and cast away the lion and tiger. All we have to do is to trust in Him, but not walk our own way. We shall follow the beloved shepherd and in the tracks of the flock. We shall lie down on the green pasture to be nourished and be helped. We have peace of mind even in the most dangerous situations. We will sleep well, or we will not lack in food. My spirit was satisfied. When I meditate this, then I understood one thing. It is my green pasture and still waters in any place and situation, for I have the fountain of life within me. Brothers and sisters, we lie down and rest through faith. All we have to do is to trust in Him. Then it is our enjoyment. Brothers and sisters, do you understand? I hope you can see that what we can enjoy is not due to the situation. We can enjoy the banquet in a dark valley. Brothers and sisters, I hope we experience the guidance of the Lord in our life through faith, to enjoy life. May we tread on the path of enjoyment in eternal life. The Lord is our shepherd. I'm running out of time to share my impression and feelings, but if you continue to read through this psalm, I'm sure you will enjoy it very much. May the Lord bless you.